Hello? Hello? Hello, welcome to Join Live Stream. Let me say talk. Good morning. Good morning from here. Good morning. I hope all of you are doing great. Today in our live stream Hawati class, the first hour will focus on this Chinese Yunnan sorry. We'll focus on this Chinese Yunnan black tea. In Chinese, as this tea is from Chinese Yunnan province, so we call it as Dian Hong. This is premium, very high class Chinese Dian Hong. I would like to share with you today. Um, and the first I will focus on this tea, and for the when we finish to introduce this tea with you, we will move to our tea way section. Um, Okay. Black tea is the most popular tea around the world. I believe all of you must already try some at least one time in your life. However, for black tea, in fact, a lot of you may think that as China is the largest tea maker around the world, so for you if you often drink tea, okay, not okay, you buy some tea from the market, supermarket, online, and you may think that probably you already tried some Chinese black tea. In fact, if you see the date of year, our Chinese black tea import import volume, it takes only less, a little bit less than 9%, 9% of the total uh, black tea uh, import, export, export volume. Why I'm saying so? Because it's to tell you that in fact, it, except you uh, try to buy Chinese black tea on purpose. Otherwise, in general, you barely have any, don't have too much chance to uh, try a cup of Chinese tea. The tea I'm drinking today, this tea is from Chinese Yunnan province. This tea is very interesting because as this tea, this is a pure black tea. However, this tea, let's say this tea, for the raw material, fresh tea leaves, this tea carefully blend just for the raw material, blended with over 10 different tea leaves, the tea leaves from Yunnan province. What's the result? This is a purity without blending with the flowers, but I'm talking about the fresh tea leaves. You know, mm, this tea, what's the result of this uh, varied selection of tea leaves? This tea, when you try this tea, first of all, you will be very surprised, impressed by its variety and complexity in the flavor and taste. Uh, this tea, the commercial name of this Yunnan black tea, Dian Hong, we call it as, we give a very precious title for this tea, Chinese red. As in Chinese language, we call black tea as a red tea. Red tea, Chinese red. From this title, you can imagine this tea must have a great reputation uh, in China. That's true. That's why I say this is one of the most high-end Chinese black tea I want to share with you today. Physically, this tea is very, very delicate. Please look at it's tight. Wow, especially for the dry tea. The dry tea has a very pleasant longan Chinese dry longan aroma. You can imagine it's the similar to the sweet nut aroma. It's super. It tastes super delicious. This tea physically it's very tight of straight, and with some gold tips. Very beautiful. Look at oily, very oily black. Okay. Mm. Now we can start our Chinese tea ceremony. This tea, in Chinese tea ceremony, the first step is a preheating process. How to preheat? It's very simple. Just pour some hot water and preheat them carefully and then discard the water. This is a very important, essential step in Chinese tea ceremony. As this tea, for Chinese tea, in general, we need to pay attention to the three key points. First one is the tea to water ratio. Like this tea to water ratio would recommend to use about 1 to 30. If you have a guy one, 150 ml, you can take like 4 5 grams. For the guy one I'm using today, this one is smaller, 110, 120. Take like 4 grams. 4 grams. And preheat to the fake up as well. For this Chinese red black tea, Yunnan Dianhong, this one you bring, as this tea is made from very high graded tea buds and tea leaves. When you bring this tea, I don't recommend you to rinse it. We bring it directly the first infusion. Uh, When you put the tea into the guy one, smell it. Hello, hello, welcome. Smell the dry tea. The dry tea has a sweet nut aroma. Now we can start our first infusion. Here I'm using water around 194 Fahrenheit. Sleeping time 10 to 15 seconds. Please look at Our first infusion. Wow, very beautiful. Look at this golden bright, clear tea soup. Mm. The tea soup even has milky, sweet, milky aroma. If you have any questions, please feel free to share in your comment. Mm. Hello, take hello. Mm. Smells so sweet. This tea has a super varied aroma profile. Is that I mentioned this tea, the raw material this tea is made from. Uh, this tea is made from fresh tea leaves. Yes, fresh tea leaves. Let me let me uh, let me introduce these more details. Actually, for those fresh tea leaves, for the tea aromas, tea aromas. When you drink a tea, uh, there's some natural aromas given by the tea itself. What's the origin? What's the origin? First of all, this fragrance can be given by the um, tea cultivar itself, like this tea. This tea, the raw material is blended with over 10 different fresh tea leaves. It could explain why, when you try this tea, you will be very impressed by the varied complex aromas such as mm, uh, sweet, sweet honey fragrance, longan fruity fragrance, and a dry fruit aromas as well. Um, this tea, now I'm gonna try the first sip. But it tastes so tender, so mellow, very tasty. Mm. Have you ever tried any Yunnan black tea? If yes, or if you have any questions, please feel free to share in our comment. Mm. After drinking, there's a lingering charm left inside your mouth. 10 to 15 seconds. Please look at this is our second infusion. Second infusion. Looks so beautiful, right? Clear, bright, golden color. If you're interested in this Yunnan black tea, one of the most high-end Chinese black tea, red tea, please go to check out tea shop link in our bio. What's the difference? Difference, know the difference. But for Chinese teas, for Chinese premium teas can be brewed over like this tea over 8 times. Mm, smells super sweet, sweet. It smells very sweet, very fragrant. Hello, Salo. Hello, welcome. This tea has a very impressive fragrance profile. Uh, this tea, in general for our Chinese black tea, no, and for Chinese black tea, especially when you do the sensory tea evaluation, when we evaluate the black tea, for Chinese tea, the basic feature characteristics is for the fragrance must be uh, a good black tea should be sweet, smell sweet. This is the basic feature. However, for this tea, sweet based on the sweet, this tea has a very vibrant, complex fragrance profile. It has a very distinctive um, longan fruity fragrance. Do you know what's the longan? Longan fruity fragrance and sweet potato aroma. Um, Let me try. Sweet flowery fragrance as well. Fragrance. You see, you will say, how could the tea could exude such rich aromas? Yeah, this is Chinese premium black tea. Yeah, as this tea is blended. This tea, the, the raw material is blended with over 10 times different fresh tea leaves. Those, every type of, and moreover, both of them are the first spring harvest, means the first time to pick up them from the tea trees in the year, the first time. What's the value of the first spring value? the spring harvest. Actually, you can imagine that the tea after a long winter rest, the first tea leaf harvest, the regarding the substance, aromatic, um, aromatic substance, and tea, the theanine, theanine, the packed nectar must be very, very rich. And in general, the first spring harvest, the tea made from the first harvest, they have a better quality and a better flavor, long-lasting fragrance, more vibrant fragrance. This tea, this is the background about this tea. Mm. After after the tea entering into your mouth, you will feel the tea has you will feel the tea has milky aroma and the texture. It tastes very tender, very very sweet, very tender, very sweet. Like you drinking honey water. It's this tea I highly recommend to you. If you're interested in this tea, please go to check our tea shop link in our bio. How many times should tea be ring idly? It depends on the tea. It depends on tea. Not every tea we will look at, we will pay attention to the bring we call the resistance. Like for green tea, even for the premium Chinese green tea. Here we in our live stream we all focus on Chinese tea. Even for green tea, the green tea the best infusion, essential infusions for the green tea is the first to a third infusion. However, for oolong tea, in general, oolong tea should be bring over 10 times, like a black tea as well. It depends on the tea. But if I in the live stream, if I tell you this tea is highly resistant, means this tea can be bring over 10, 12 times. But just pay a little bit attention to the late infusions. It means you need more, you need to sleep more. You sleep prolong your sleeping time. Look at this one. For this, look at the softer tea leaves. When we evaluate as a professional Chinese tea, advanced Chinese tea sommelier, when we evaluate the tea, not the way when we evaluate it, we use the specific professional utensil, not the guy, not the this guy one. Okay, it looks like shapes like a cup. Uh, the last step, the last step in the Chinese sensory evaluation. We call it, we will check, we will look at the soft tulips like this one. Physically super look at, it looks very, very, very thin, complete, and besides the color is reddish brown. However, you can still notice it has a great brightness. It looks very alive, very alive. Look at this. Wow, very, very beautiful. This is a very high-end Chinese black tea. Look at this tea. Made from very high-grade tea buds and tea leaves, especially first spring harvest. First spring harvest. Mm. Yep. Mm. After after drinking it, there's a lingering, lingering longan fruity aroma inside your mouth. Longan. Do you know what's a longan? Huh? Uh, longan is a famous Chinese fruit, tropical fruit. It tastes very sweet, very mellow, very juicy. Uh, the pulp looks almost, yeah, a little bit transparent. This is now. If you hello Andrew, hello. If you get, you can. I'm not sure if you can find your local shop, but now now is 11 November, almost November. Yeah, November, September. November, September is the season. The longan, this tea, uh, especially with drinking it, focus on the sensation inside your mouth. Yes, longan, longan. Ah, the fragrance is very intense, long lasting. This is a proof of the quality. A fragrance for Chinese tea, the fragrance, no matter any kind of tea, it should be the fragrance should be long lasting. Should be long lasting. This is a proof the quality, and for this tea, uh, we can assure you 100% purity without adding any artificial scent. Mm. Um, if In the case, do you know how we know this tea is anti something extra and like extra ordered? It's very simple to distinguish. In general, for the natural tea from natural aroma from the tea itself, the this kind of fragrance is long lasting. It will not have a sharp difference. The sharp decrease like for this infusion. Wow, it smells super fragrant. However, for the next infusion, the fragrance just suddenly disappear. This is something when you try a tea like this, you maybe get a little bit like skeptical mind to see this tea because generally for premium tea, the fragrance is very stable. Even it could, for the late infusion, yeah, the fragrance could be decreased a little bit, but very gentle, little by little, not suddenly. So this is an experience. Even we don't need to send the tea to the institute to test, but just with the sensory tea evaluation, the real face of the tea will be reviewed. Wow. Even when the tea gets cold, the fragrance still very strong. Now we continue our third infusion. As I mentioned, this tea can be brewed over 8, 10 times. Here I'm using water about 90 degrees Celsius, 194 Fahrenheit, 10 to 15 seconds. And you'll notice something. um, for this tea, for other teas, well, the color of tea soup almost keep the same. Almost keep the same. This is a proof of the quality as well. For tea, you don't need me to tell you this tea is excellent, this tea is qualifying. Just drinking, and you have when you have enough experience, you will know how what if this tea is good enough. This is our third infusion. Still keeps the beautiful color brightness like the first infusion. You see, uh, especially look at this one. As the color is so clear, so bright, even can the color reflects on my hand. Can you see that? Mm. This tea has a milky fragrance as well. Mm. Mhm. It's sweet, a mixture, uh, a mixture sweet aromas of fruits and fruits, fruits, and also flowery flowers. And this tea for when you if you're new to Chinese tea, you just by chance you join live stream, uh, you may feel a little bit confused about uh, if you are confused about description. It's okay because for Chinese tea evaluate for Chinese tea, sometimes you like this tea. I would yeah. When I describe like this tea has strong, sweet flowers, flowery rose, rose aroma. Here, this rose fragrance is not necessarily referring to the natural rose. As I mentioned, rose to let you because most of you must already smell. Do you know what's the fragrance of rose? It's sweet. Rose is very sweet, very fragrant. You know what it smells like. So as this tea doesn't blend with the rose, cannot have exactly the fragrance like a rose, the fresh rose. But because this fragrance style is very similar to that sweet rose fragrance, so we using that word to describe it to describe it, to let you understand. You can imagine how it, what's the fragrance profile, how it should smells like, tastes like. Mm. So this is something I want to let you know. Mm. The fragrance is very refined. Personally, this one I strongly recommend to you if you are Chinese tea beginner or you experienced Chinese tea lover. This tea, if you're interested in this tea, please go to check out tea shop link in our bio. You will love it. You will love it. This tea, when I evaluated, it it reaches very high score. Mm. This tea, no matter from any aspect, so look at physical appearance, tea soup, flavor, and the fragrance. Everything is very reaches very high note. If you're interested in this one, please go to check out your shop link in help you. This tea also has a great mellow and tender mouthfeel. The mouthfeel is excellent. If it takes super tender, smooth without any astringency and bitterness. So funny questions about this tea. If you have any questions, please feel free to share in our comment. It takes a very flavored. For the you not only can smell the fragrance but also taste the aromas in the tea. This is a great proof of the quality as well. Now we continue. This is our fourth infusion. So, funny questions about this tea. If you have any questions, please feel free to share in our comment. Hmm. Fragrance lamp. This is our fourth infusion. Our fourth infusion. Hmm. Hmm. This tea has a very varied, um, complex, uh, fruity, nut, um, dry nut, longan, sweet rose, aromas. Uh, the fragrance is 100% from the tea itself without adding any artificial odor. And this tea, mm. now this tea, let me say in with more details about what this tea is made from. The fresh tea leaves is made from a careful selection of over 10 different first spring harvest fresh tulips. Do you understand what means this tea? In fact, the tea. Now you see, this tea is a this tea. Uh, the fresh tea leaves of this tea is from over l- over 10 different tea leaves. Tea leaves, uh, which contribute a very a richness, a complexity, variety in the flavor taste of this tea. Very interesting. This Yunnan black tea, Dian Hong, Chinese red black tea. Please go to check out your shop link in our bio.
Hello, hello, Sarah. Hello.
Mm. Hello. For the moment, we are brewing this very high-end Chinese, very high-end Chinese Yunnan black tea, Yunnan black tea, Chinese red. For the moment, we're brewing very high-end Chinese Yunnan black tea called um, Chinese red. Chinese red. This tea is featured by its long-lasting, intense, varied fragrance profile and great mellowness, rich flavor and taste. Hmm. So, any questions? If you have any questions, please feel free to share your comment. Please look at this is our fifth infusion.